Today's game is called How Much Does It Taste Like Hunters or Savannah? Yeah, you know my theory about those things. All romantic movies are about infidelity. Tell me one that's not.
If my need is affection and yours is sexual, no need should be seen as stupid or less than. And why are you putting yourself in that type of position when you already know that there's friction happening? Why are you not talking to somebody? Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling, bounce and swing.
Oh no, I do not have any exes.
Full of BS. You got me.
Can we just talk about a story when I met Blaze?
No. Wait. We'll come back to it. I was about to say
It's actually painful for me that you still sing the song to this day. Can I have some tissue?
Oh my God. You know what? I'm just gonna be like this. I have a drinking game.
Okay.
So, you have been telling me how much you miss Savannah and Hunters from Johannesburg, and you cannot find that here at all.
Not yet.
Not yet, sure. I guess if anyone knows where you can find it, please let me know so that I can get it for her. But until that date, we need to find a replacement. So today's game is called How Much Does It Taste Like Hunters or Savannah? Right?
Okay.
I've gotten some ciders.
Okay.
Local ciders.
Okay.
Which we're going to taste.
Okay.
And you're going to rate them from 0 to tasting like Hunters or Savannah.
Okay.
So you can be like, okay, this one tastes more like Savannah. But from 0 to Savannah, it's like a 6. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Cool. First one is called Scrumpy Cider.
Okay.
Apple flavor. It comes in a plastic bottle, which I feel should not be allowed. Isn't this like what people like kids juice?
I don't know, but I've never seen a cider. Well, back home.
I've never seen beer in a
I've never
plastic
seen
bottle.
beer in a plastic bottle.
Any form of alcohol.
It's either in a can or
glass.
glass.
Anyway,
So
Scrumpy cider. It's an apple cider. Fresh with a bite. 8.2%. Let's try it.
okay.
Yeah. They got in my eye. Right.
Have you been drinking it?
Have I been drinking it?
I'm not sure. It came halfway.
Can we not talk about other activities I was doing before this?
Okay.
Because we're playing a game right now. Okay?
Okay, cool, fine. Let's go for
If
it.
you wanna confront me later. Divulge you. Okay. Which side is it? Hunters or Savannah?
Hunters.
Okay. From 0 to Hunters?
5.
5. Okay.
It tastes like a very watered down Hunter's Dry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a cider in general, what would you rate it out of 10?
5.
5 as well.
It still gets a 5 from me.
Okay. Chug it. Ugh. Not so bad. It's very crisp. Second one is also from Scrumpy. This one is a lemon cider,
Okay.
right? Ooh. Are all ciders made from apple? I think let's do less of it so we can...
Is that apple as well?
This is lemon, but I'm asking, are all ciders made from apples?
I would not know.
Back in the day, a few thirsty Englishmen got into a habit of raiding orchards for fruit to brew their cider.
Okay.
I guess, maybe, I don't know actually. That's interesting. Okay.
So help me God.
Sounds a bit more interesting. Which side?
None of the above.
Neither Savannah or Hunters. Is it that bad?
Wait. No. It does taste like a juice
A juice
that I would not buy.
that you would not buy.
Yeah. What do you think? I'm just scoring. What are you thinking?
I think it's a lot more interesting than the apple one. The taste is a lot more complex. I think they just took the apple one and added lemon to it. It tastes almost like you know how when you have your Hunter's dry, then you add the lemon slice. It kind of adds a complexity to it.
No, I would sooner say the last one. They taste like Hunter's. If you were going to put a lot of lemon in a Hunter's dry, that's why I said it's a much more watered, very watered down Hunter's dry. This just tastes like a drive by McDonald's and get those juice boxes, but with fees.
And 8% alcohol.
Just with fees.
So, out of 10 as a cider, is this better or worse than the other one?
It's worse than the other one for me.
I disagree. I think it's more like
Excuse me.
if the other one is a 5 for me as a baseline, this would be like a 6.5. It's a lot more complex. I like the complexity of it. It's okay.
It can surely grow on you, but
4?
I'll give it a 5.5 because unlike the last one, it can grow on you.
It's a lot more, it's got a bit more depth to the taste.
It has a bit more character.
Yeah.
It's not as water-ish, but at the same time, this is me rating it as a cider, but I will stick by my words when I say it doesn't go on the Hunter side or the Savannah side at all.
So those two are both locally made ciders. So, you know.
The last one I could pinpoint it to a Hunter's and say it's a watered down dry. However, this one
You can't pinpoint either.
to anyone.
Sure,
Can't
check
even
it.
pinpoint it to gold.
So for 5.5, you said. Next, we're going to try. This is I don't think this is a local one. This is
It's a premium Swedish cider.
Swedish. It's called Rokeldolig. Premium Swedish cider.
What does Rokeldolig mean?
Bro, I don't know.
It's even vegan friendly.
Yeah. Wait, why are ciders not vegan? Why are the others not?
It's gluten free.
Okay. Okay, are you excited about this?
I'm scared.
Everything gluten-free tastes worse.
No.
No?
I've had some other gluten free stuff that I really enjoyed.
Like what?
I don't remember, but I've had something gluten-free that I've enjoyed.
It's a pink drink.
That one time I had the
Gluten-free hot cross buns.
yeah,
Those were a disaster. Okay. Divulger. That smells great. Don't like the smell?
It smells great.
It smells like strawberry jelly almost. No?
What type of strawberry jelly were you having as a child? We need to talk to your mother.
Maybe it was the fake stuff. Okay, give it a taste. Let's see.
You said it smells like strawberry jelly?
What does it smell like? Don't say piss.
Since you asked.
It could be piss, actually. Taste it. Scary. I feel like it's actually not bad.
After you get over the smell,
Taste it.
I like to think of myself as having like a good sense of smell. And it's very sharp.
It is very sharp.
So
I'm gonna open the window, just let in some air. Taste it.
it tastes better than it smells.
Is that a compliment?
It has, this is nice,
Yep.
but it has nothing on it that says Savannah or whatever. It's actually
It's a
different
different taste
entirely, but it's nice. It's strawberry, and it tastes nice. It just smells like ish.
Your first whiff is like,
It's like, I'm not gonna drink you. You smell like
yeah. So
grandpa's behind.
as your grandpa smells like that. Anyway,
Both my grandpas are dead.
so it smells like dead people's behind.
I've never smelled my grandpa's behinds, but I just,
so weird.
you know what?
Anyway,
It just smells
I smell like rated out of. It tastes good though.
It tastes good. I said it tastes better than it smells because it smells like shit.
Rated out of 10. The taste, or the cider as a whole. Taste, smell.
It gets.
I would not prefer this to the other two.
I would not prefer this to the other two because
Yep.
mainly because of the smell.
Yep.
And my sense of smell is very.
And it tastes like watered down almost. It's got like it's not as complex as the other two. It doesn't feel like you're drinking I think if you like very, very, very light ciders, this could be great.
Very, very light ciders, very fruity ciders. I'm not one for fruity ciders.
Not one for that too.
It
Sorry,
tastes nice. However, I'm not one for fruity ciders, so this is why I will not buy this
Yep.
again. I'm not one for smelly anything.
Yep.
That's why I will not buy this again.
Yep.
I think I would have given it a 6 for people who like this type of cider, like sweet, fruity, and whatnot. Like, it's a good cider for the people who like that type of cider. Give it a 6.
Are you like a black label girl?
No, I've never had Black Label. I tasted it, and
Would you drink it?
no, I wouldn't drink Black Label. It's too harsh for me.
But I gave you a beer. I gave you Castle
You
Light.
gave me Castle Light and Zambezi.
Yeah.
They're about the same, but Castle Light is a bit lighter. It can surely grow on you, but I still don't think it's my type of cider.
Oh, Castle Light's a beer.
It's not my type of beer.
Okay, rate this one out of 10. For you, not for people who would like it.
It's a 4 from me.
A 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the smell
I would agree with
and
4.
because of the fruitiness of it, which is not my cup of tea. Especially the smell is where they lose me.
I think I've met someone who swore by this cider. Like, if can find me this cider, you would make mine. And I was like,
Hey, different people have different palates, and it's all right. That's why I'm like, if you are a sweet, fruity cider type of person, I'll rate this a 6 for you. You should definitely try it. Ignore the smell though, because
yeah, the smell's bad. Okay, Chug, our last contestant today is Orchard Thieves Cider.
okay.
This is local beer, local cider. It is 4%, 10 cents refund to collect deposit if you return the bottle. So I guess they're
We're
also
gonna return the bottle.
to get 10 cents.
Oh no, I don't have time.
Orchard Thieves. This is a peach and passion fruit flavor.
I might
You might like it.
fish with this.
Yeah.
Wink. I might fish with this.
Okay. Give it a taste.
Smells like beer.
Like beer.
It just smells like beer.
In a good way.
In a good way. Like after the last one, I'm a bit more sensitive about the smell of what I'm drinking.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Tell us about how it tastes.
It's if Savannah was sweeter. That's what it's giving. If Savannah was sweeter
So you're saying
and
this is
less fizzy.
so you're saying this is the closest to Savannah.
If Savannah had a wine version
Okay.
of Savannah,
Excuse me.
which is less fizz, feels a bit more sugary.
Are all those things bad things that you're saying? As in they're making the drink worse.
For someone who's looking for a sweeter, more. See, the thing with me is when I'm having wine, I'm having wine. When I'm having a cider, I'm having a cider. When I'm having liquor or whiskey, I'm having whiskey. Or liquor, or what, like the hard stuff. Why, just the hard stuff I do is whiskey, really. So, if I get a cider that wants to be wine, let it be wine. I feel like I'm a bit too harsh, but do you get what I mean? I would drink the cider. As a pastime, I would have the cider.
Are you saying this is the best cider of the ones we've had so far?
Of all the ciders we've had, I would drink the cider.
Okay.
However, I feel like it leans more on my wine side than on a cider side, which I would still pick Savannah because it has a bit of less. It's not too sweet. It's not as sweet as this, and it's more fizz than this.
Yeah.
I'll give this a 6.
6 out of 10?
6 out of 10. Because
That's your highest score today, right?
I think so. Because
6 out of 10 as in from 0 to Savannah?
0 to Savannah,
It's a 6 out of 10.
it's a 6 out of 10.
As a cider, just by itself as a drink?
As a cider, it gets a 5 out of
5 out of 10?
5.5 out of 10 for me.
I think out of all of them, this is probably the fruitiest. Like it's a nice sweet drink. Because I'm more of a beer drinker, I would sooner choose one of the scrumpy ones. Probably the lemon scrumpy one would probably my top one. But if you're just looking for like a nice, refreshing drink to have when you're chilling with friends or you're like having dinner or something, this is quite nice. It's not too imposing. It's not
It's a balance between, if I was not having this, I'll be having wine. If I'm having this,
yeah.
I'm having a cider. I would I'm at a dinner and I want to have wine or cider, so the mixture between the two is the cider. And okay, it doesn't help that I really love passion fruit and pineapple.
Yeah, the passion fruit in here just really elevates the taste. Obviously.
I think that combination is rare. I've never
Peach and passion fruit.
passion fruit and pineapple. Oh, and that tea, it reminds me of the tea
we had last night.
pineapple and peach, but the tea is a tea. It has no form of fizz whatsoever, which this has, and it doesn't have that peach flavor. Instead, it has a pineapple like thingy.
Pineapple flavor.
Pineapple flavor.
Okay. That was fun.
This one is
Is this your winner for today?
it's my winner for today, but it's too sweet for me as a cider. That's why it can't get any more than 5.5.
Who are you talking to? Okay, not to mention the name. Who are saying that the problem with ciders here is that they're too sweet. Like all of them are too sweet.
Some friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all of them are too sweet. They don't
hit home.
But it's like, I wonder why you can't find, because I don't think there are South African brands. I think Savannah is. I don't know actually if it is.
It is.
But it's like
I think it is.
There are other brands, international brands, you can't find here, like Reds or Hunters.
Is Reds international? I always thought it was South African.
I'm pretty sure Reds is international.
Is Hunters international?
I'm pretty sure it is. I've seen Hunters like in other countries' ads, not just South Africa.
It's funny you can find a marula here, but you can't find...
I'm pretty sure Marula was imported from South Africa.
It was imported from South Africa. Was it?
I'm trying to find it.
Because even when they're advertising it, they talk about the African fruit.
Yeah, it
Excuse
doesn't.
me, the marula
It says
fruit.
imported by Pinnacle Drinks, blah, 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 Australia. Imported in New Zealand by blah, 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 Auckland. It doesn't say made in South Africa. Okay, I see it. Made in South Africa.
Yeah.
Contains milk and soy.
So why are they not importing Savannah?
For owners of Savannah has got some highly addictive ingredient which makes people drink it as much as they do, and here in New Zealand they're like, nah, we don't want that. Yeah.
Isn't that just alcohol in general?
Yeah, but they add other things to alcohol to make it like, which some places just don't allow. Anyway, let's have a real taste of South Africa to wash down these phonies.
Oh, no.
Divulge up.
Where did I finish that before? That was too bad. You know where we are right now? If we were to get any form of poisoning,
We'll just die.
ESP alcohol, we just die. No one will find us here.
Or they'll find us eventually when they come to clean up the place.
After we don't leave on the day that we're supposed to.
They'll be like, they'll come and knock, hey, you've come to clean up, and then we'll be like, Dead. Anyway, let us stop drinking for a little bit. Oh, unless you want some more cider. Do you want some more cider?
I want some more water.
Baby, we're on holiday. We don't drink water on holiday. That's a waste of holiday.
That makes sense to you.
It makes sense to you too.
I don't think I have sense at the moment.
That's the point. Let's talk about the book.
The book we've been reading?
Yep. So we've been reading a book. It's called what? It's
His
called
Needs, Her Needs.
His Needs, Her Needs. I'll put a picture on it on the video. I don't remember the author's name and all that. But basically, it's talking about the 5 basic needs of a man in a marriage and the 5 basic needs of a woman in a marriage.
Yeah.
So far, it's spoken about. So far, we've read one of each. So one for women, one for men. Do you want to speak about the woman one, or should I, and then you speak about the man one?
I want to speak about the woman one.
Sure. Go ahead.
Affection.
Can I say first? Wait. This guy does a great job. Before he starts speaking about the needs, he does a great job of scaring us into reading further.
Do you mean he creates like some type of suspense that makes you want to go further?
No, he scares you.
Fear mongering?
Yes. Whereas, like, if you don't get this right, your husband's gonna meet some woman called Noreen.
Oh my god, I hate Noreen. You know who Noreen reminds me of? Fee from Black Mirror.
Fee.
Except for Fee was the wife.
The wife was being a problem.
Yeah.
But the point is, he really fearmongers. Like, he's like, hey, if you don't do this for your husband, he's gonna find some Noreen. If you don't do this for your wife, and he shows in great detail how your wife will cheat on you, right? Where it's like,
from real life stories.
Bro, where he talks about how, hey, she's not getting at home, but she's like, I'll be strong, I'm a godly woman, I want to do this right. And then Jack starts writing he's just a friendly guy in the office. He's not really interested in her, but he's just a friendly guy, and he always gives these lovely warm hugs. And you're like, fish.
Lib. Fish.
Fish.
Oh, fish.
So he does a great job of fear-mongering, like, I need to read this book and get this right, or I'm fighting with Noreen.
I actually have grown out of a place where I don't think I want to do things, or I do things out of being fear-mongered. So, like, for anyone, don't fear-monger me into doing shit, because I will really do nothing about it.
You won't do anything about it.
But also, for me, I've looked at it. You're saying you see it as fear-mongering. I see it as suspense.
Like, you want to read more.
I want to read more because of some of these stories. Because I'm also nosy. That could be something. But I also like to learn.
Yeah, baby, the truth is, the image of some guy called Jack giving you warm hugs that you enjoy and make you want to cheat on me is not fun for me. And that just creates fear. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to get these 5 things right.
Isn't that just like The Notebook or some romantic movie?
Yeah, you know my theory about those things. All romantic movies are about infidelity. Tell me one that's not. All of them. They're about infidelity. All of them. Tell me one that's not. Titanic? Yeah. The Notebook? Yeah.
Oh my god, there's that movie.
Which one?
Where the girl passes away because of cancer. Or The Fault in Our Stars.
I haven't watched The Fault in Our Stars, but I think you're talking about Orcs, remember?
Yeah.
Wasn't he...
No, he wasn't.
Yes, but she was a godly girl, right? Which this guy she was like, oh my gosh, I need to be with him because I'm dying.
No, that was not the point, because she was actually conflicted on whether she should be with him at all, because she was dying and she was going to leave this man.
Wasn't he already with someone?
No, he wasn't. No.
We shall watch this movie again when we get home.
No.
I promise you I will find infidelity.
There is no infidelity in that movie.
That's fine.
I bet you money there is none.
We'll have a look.
Even The Fault in Our Stars.
What is that one about?
It's about this lady who's about to go, and
So it's the same story.
It feels like the same story to me. I last watched it a while ago, so I don't remember. But I know that there was no infidelity in there.
I will watch it. I promise I'll find infidelity.
No, there wasn't. Oh, even that movie, but with Jan Aniston?
Which one?
The one where her and her boyfriend are together and they go into this huge fight. It's like, oh, my sister's been through a lot. Yeah, that one?
But that was a comedy.
Yeah, but it was a rom-com.
Yeah, that's Couples Retreat.
No, that's not. No, Jennifer Aniston is not in Couples Retreat.
Is that Couples Retreat?
No, it's another one. The one where she goes like, my sister's been through a lot, and he goes, fuck.
Yeah,
no,
but I'm talking about like, not rom-coms, but like the blockbuster romantic movies. Almost all of them.
Okay, I feel like you know what? I love the Notebook, but I love the Notebook. I still do like it. However,
cheating.
However, I feel like the she could have handled that a bit better. Telling the fiance that she wanted to go back to
fornication.
Shut up. Get over yourself. Damn it. It was a nice movie. P.S.
Sure. I just don't know the message they're communicating. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this book. Tell us about the first need for a woman.
Affection?
Yep.
Affection is the first need for a woman. And he speaks about how generally from what we've read so far, he speaks about how when one of the needs of any partner is lacking, they will find it somewhere else, and surely they will.
Yep.
Jack is a real person. They will find it somewhere else. Noreen is a real side. They will find it.
Wait, why is Jack a person and Noreen a side?
They're both sad, but like Noreen is a bigger side.
I feel like you're advocating for Jacks.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, he's trying to teach us that we have different needs. However, we should look at each other's needs the same way almost. What am I trying to say? If my need is affection and yours is sexual, no need should be seen as stupid or less than. If I want my need to be respected, then I should, and understood, I should do the same for you.
True. Do you feel as though he is justifying infidelity because of the actions or lack of the person's spouse?
Yes.
He's justifying it.
I feel like yes.
Okay.
But there's a part that I read the other day which said, I saw these big men with big positions, leaders of churches, leaders of CEOs and stuff like that, come into my office and say, I just had to find it somewhere. And he said some insulting statement like about them.
Like they were pathetic.
Yeah, like they were pathetic or something like that, which shows that he does not support that type of thing. Like, he doesn't support infidelity.
Yep.
However, he does get how it can come into play,
How people can find themselves there.
how people can find themselves there, and his point is to try to get people to not find themselves there and work on it before it gets that far. However, a part of me feels like, from how he says it, sometimes it feels like he is justifying it on behalf of these people, also at the same time trying to get a point across of, I'm disappointed that this is the solution that they find, but I also get that in these type of situations,
So I'm disappointed this is what they did, but I understand why they did that.
yeah. So then probably he's not justifying it. He's just speaking to, I understand why they did it. However, I'm disappointed that they did that. Because in some of the stories, one or both partners did not communicate
Yep.
the need,
Yep.
or the disappointment in the need not being met,
Yep.
and it ends up.
I think with the affection one, the wife did communicate, but the husband didn't change anything, and then pretty much drove her into the arms of another man.
I feel like more can be done before someone is driven into the arms of another person.
I feel like
In my opinion,
can that be
maybe I'm
timed?
being too strict, and maybe I don't have as much experience as other people, but I'm just like,
I'm sorry, I'm moving around a lot because I can't do this fold leg thing. It's
a woman thing.
yeah. Us
You
men.
sound sexist by saying that.
You're the one who said
No,
it.
you're sexist.
But you're the one who said it.
No, what do you mean?
Are you gaslighting me? Jesus Christ.
Oh, that was fun.
How does it feel being a psychopathic? Do you gaslight all your clients?
Why are you putting my business out there?
Don't worry, I'll put it in reverse. They won't know. Huh? No, the problem is you think they did. I didn't say that. No, you did.
I feel like a lot can be done before people get to the part where they hurt each other.
Yep.
And lack of that action being done for me is a sign of people just getting to a place where they don't want to work on something, so they make excuses of why they shouldn't. And that's not only in relationships, it's in work, it's in any aspect of our lives.
What if you try to communicate something but you're just not being responded to? I think he draws this line very starkly when he's speaking about the sex stuff for men, where he says like men rightfully create almost a contract, an agreement with this woman that I will be into you as much as you will be into me, right? I will make efforts to provide for you what you need in terms of affection and etc, as much as you will make all efforts to try and provide for me what I need in terms of sexual gratification, right? And it's almost like the man is then caught in a place where he might be doing his best to, as communicated by his wife, to provide all the affection he can, but the wife, it feels, is not pushing or making as much effort to provide for his sexual needs. So he feels cheated or like shortchanged. Like, I'm doing my best to be faithful to you. Like, I don't want to, and even communicate it sometimes, right? And it's like I know a lot of people's solution to this is then fine, then you can have sex with me. I'm just not into it. So most of the time the women will like check out of the experience. where you're like dead turkey whilst he does his thing to you, right? But it's like, that's even pointed out, that's not enough, where it's like, if you are not participating in the sexual experience, it's not gratifying to the man at all. It almost feels like I'm raping my wife, and it's not. I want her to enjoy it as much as I do, or it won't be satisfying. It's not me scratching that need. So it's like, sorry, I forgot what I was trying to drive to. What was the point you're making?
I don't remember.
Anyway, I was saying, like, so it's like he really makes it clear that as much as someone might, because I guess the thing I'm kind of hesitating to agree with is the word drove to. You know what I mean? Where it's like you were driven into the hands of another man.
Sometimes I feel like certain statements
I had no choice.
avoid people from taking accountability. I've always told you this, which is infidelity doesn't happen overnight.
Of course.
You start texting someone and you can tell where this is going. You have the option to stop it.
Sorry. Some infidelity can happen overnight.
I'm
talking from men's side.
If you create the environment for it to happen overnight, I feel like it can.
Not really. So it's what I mean is for example, I'm sure this has happened several times with it's never happened to me yet, because I'm not this kind of person who goes clubbing. I don't do that because I find it noisy. Anyway, but you go clubbing, you're dancing. You kind of lock eyes with this girl from across the club. You kind of smile at each other. Then you come over. Hey, do you want to dance? You dance, right? Yeah, right. You start talking, and then, hey, do you want to get out of here? And then infidelity happens.
You know, I don't only mean it in the sense of, oh no, literally overnight. I just mean like, you create the environment where that can happen. You see,
who creates it?
The person who does it. Because
are we putting none of the responsibility of it on the spouse?
I'm not saying we're not, but I'm also not saying that.
Not all the responsibility on the spouse, of course, definitely not. Yeah.
I'm saying we put quarter of the responsibility on the spouse.
Why?
And 3/4 on the other person who does it.
I'm playing devil's advocate because I'm trying to push the conversation.
Yeah, no. Let me explain why I think this, or I'm saying this.
Yeah.
Firstly, let's talk about the scenario you just spoke about.
Yeah.
You are in the club. I always say, like, why can't you go clubbing with your wife?
100%.
Oh, fine, it's a boys' night, we have to go, whatever, right? But everyone knows married people have curfews.
Besides that, what if the wife said, I don't want to go? What if the wife is like, I don't want you to be doing something? That's why I'm like,
even if that's not the case, everyone knows married people have curfews.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. At a certain time, you know, this is how much I'm supposed to drink so that I can drive back home to my family.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm not doubting that within that period, infidelity can happen.
Yeah.
Right? But you know how much you're supposed to drink so that you don't get out of control. And why are you putting yourself in that type of position when you already know that there's friction happening? Why are you not talking to somebody? Why are you not going back to talk to your partner?
Yeah, but the truth is, a lot of people end up in the club with the boys like that because, and they're not home, because home is not a peaceful place to be.
Exactly, but then why are you not trying as much as you can to make home a peaceful place to be? There's a thing. My thing is,
easy.
This is what I'm going to say here.
Yeah.
When you can't get through to your person,
Yes.
You can seek help from others. You can talk to someone. We have friends, we have family. We, like, of all our family members, we might not get along with 3/4 of them, but that quarter is still there.
Consider Soko.
Yes, I am still considering her. I am still considering her.
They are people, men and women, who are so bent on having their way, where they are willing to make life hell for everyone else so that they can get their way. And that in itself is perhaps a psychological condition where they are like that, but they are uncompromising. They are not wanting to.
I do not like the idea of separation, divorce, or anything like that. I hate it to my core, right?
Yeah.
However, when something has played or like stood its course of time or something like that, whatever you guys call it, and if it's not working, it's not working.
True. So don't hear me saying that when the man was in the club.
And those hard conversations need to be had. You are, as much as this person is being difficult back home, you're also avoiding the situation or the bigger conversation.
I agree with you.
This is really, we have spoken. It's not working. We've gone for therapy. It's not working. We've reached out to family for help. It's not working. What's the last option?
Before all that is done, right? Sometimes what people think they need, and sometimes what they actually do need, is just blow off some steam. You know what I mean? Not in a bad way.
With someone else?
No, not in a bad way. Not like that. I mean, like, you just want to hang with the boys, have a couple of drinks, and then you come back home and you're like, I'm okay. You know what I mean? You just wanna. It's not to that point, but that's where.
How does that not sound like avoidance to you?
No, it is. It is.
So.
But baby, here's you're saying this like you don't know human beings.
No, I know human beings.
We don't like confrontation.
We don't like confrontation, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just like faced with the situation where confrontation or lose your home.
But it's not that deep. It's not that deep yet. You know what I mean? If you come to me, right, and you're like,
it's not that deep when you find yourself in between another woman's legs or another man's.
Hear me. That's what.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Bounce and swing. The point I'm trying to make is, right, and I know some people don't really believe in this, but it's like, I believe the devil creates perfect storms. You know what I mean? Where you feel like, no, it's not that deep. And then before you know it, it's that deep. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, don't hear me like I'm trying to justify.
No,
I'm not trying to justify the bad behavior.
I'm trying to hear.
Yes, I'm not trying to justify the bad behavior. What I'm trying to say is that, it's not always as simple as, oh my gosh, we're having conflict at home, let's find a counselor. Because it's like, okay, we have conflict at home. We do, right?
We talk about it.
We talk about it. But sometimes we talk about it after tambo kandrana mashoko. After we've thrown words at each other, right? Sometimes it's after a night of sleep. Sometimes it's after a day, right? Where it's like later you're like, Papa, or that time you did.
Why is it me that...
No, I'm taking from my first person. I'm speaking about
Okay.
even though it's usually you. Anyway.
Uncle.
The point is, right? The point is that people have conflicts in their homes, and it's not always a massive, oh my gosh, exploding thing. Where, because dude, we could be fighting about. I'm thinking of the silliest thing we thought about. We could be fighting up. I don't know that. Okay, we haven't thought about this, but I could be fighting about. Oh my gosh, do we have to iron these clothes when they come out of the dryer? Right?
Yeah.
One person might be like, yeah, we do. Other one's like, nah, bro, it's fine. Right? Now, we could be fighting about that.
Excuse me.
Now, should we be looking for counselors to deal with this? Because
we should talk about it.
Yes, but to us, right? Because we at times take playful banter fighting and it becomes serious. Because it evolves, it becomes about something else.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't be acting stupid with me, bro. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Right? Where it's like, it starts off with, no, we should iron. No, we shouldn't iron. No, we should iron, bro. And I don't understand why you're raising your voice at me. Oh, so you think all I do is raise your voice at you, huh? Do you think you're insignificant to me? Oh, so you're calling me insignificant? It's evolved, it becomes about something else, right?
I really can't tell you. When that has happened in this home, are you sure you're talking about the same
Is
marriage?
this what you do to all your clients?
Sure.
Should you be allowed to practice? Jesus.
Sure, we're talking about the same marriage.
The point I'm trying to make is, it's easy to say, oh my gosh, guys, just get some counseling. Oh my God, guys, why didn't you get help before it got to that far? Because in your head, it's like, we've had this fight before. We've dealt with it. There's no need for us to go for counseling. I'm just going to go out with the boys and blow some steam. Then when I get back home, we'll be good. But then you have one too many to drink. You lock eyes.
Because someone forced you, put a gun to your head to say,
baby.
oh my God, I have too much to drink. Oh my God, one drink you usually have is not enough. Oh, why don't you have 50? From 1 to 50, and you thought, oh, it was going to feel like I had one.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
You don't have to confirm or not confirm if this is the case.
Yeah.
But most of us, if not all of us, have been unfaithful in one way to our partner. Mm-hmm. Whether that partner was a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, in one way or the other. Mm-hmm. Right? From our birth until now.
Okay.
Right? Was someone put a gun to your head when you did it? Did someone force you? No.
I don't know what you're doing. I never did it.
Oh! I'm not going to expose you, baby. Not in front of... Not on camera. I'm not going to do that to you.
I'm not going to... There's nothing to expose.
Also, I can just say stuff.
Say it.
I'm not going to do that to you, baby. I'm going to do that to you. But the point I'm trying to make is... No one holds a gun to anyone's head.
My thing is...
And I'm not trying to make them feel like... Or make them look like what they did was justified. No, it was wrong.
I'm just trying... my point is... up until the point you find yourself in that type of situation,
yeah,
a lot has happened, and there have been points where you could have stopped and you know it, but you never did.
Sure.
Because somehow you were hoping for something like this to happen.
Sure.
And go like,
no, you weren't hoping for it to happen. I've seen
a lot of people or times or things or whatever where people are like, oh my God, it's the devil.
No, but
it's this. It's that. I could have.
No,
Dude,
but is that unfair to say?
You effed up and you just effed up.
So, okay, let me ask a question. Were you hoping it happened?
What?
Oh,
I've never experienced this type of situation.
from
I
someone,
guess that's why I
from
have
someone
this
who's
type of
experienced
thinking.
it, speaking to someone who's also experienced it.
I do not know what you're talking about, sir.
All right, you don't want your boyfriend, if your ex-boyfriend, when he watches this, to know that you did that to him, huh?
Oh no, I do not have any exes.
Full of BS you are, bro. Get out of here. Get out of here.
What are exes? What's an ex?
Do you mean the letter before Y
Do you mean the?
for cutting down words?
What is an ex? What?
Go,
are exes?
go away. Go away. Anyway, the point is, no one goes out there hoping for it to happen. No one does. Right? The truth is, everyone,
Yeah.
I can tell you this for a fact. Every man, the person they want to be sleeping with is their wife.
Or their girlfriend.
Their wife.
Or their girlfriend.
Or if they're not married.
Yeah.
Sure. That is the person because
or
they have
partner.
They have a history with this person. They have rapport with this person. They have trust with this person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They are the person. Just because they're in a place where things are slumped or they're not going as well as they would have hoped, doesn't mean that they're like, oh, I would rather sleep with anyone else. No, not at all.
I know that things happen, mistakes happen, and if you want to call them mistakes, but I am of the view that let's try to fix things at home the best that we can.
Yep.
Before we find Noreens and Jacks.
100%.
And
but what happens when you try fix things and your partner just is not listening?
I don't this is what I'm saying at the same time. Stop saying I tried to fix everything and it didn't work and you still stayed. If something is not working for you and you feel like you've been abandoned in the marriage, you've been abandoned in the partnership, then
get a divorce.
Get out.
Get a divorce.
Yes, because to be fair with you, Blaze, sometimes it's hard on the family, on yourself, on anybody. Divorce or breakups are not easy for anyone. And they're not something that anyone wants. But then if you get to a point where they are so freaking hard, I've seen this firsthand.
Let's look at.
However,
let's look at other metrics here.
Some of these things end up being inevitable when two parties don't want to work on something or end up avoiding things. What do you think happens from a place of avoidance? Something that it creates more pressure, like it's like bottling up something. It's going to explode one day, best believe. And when it does,
okay, let's take a step back. What should you do before you go to divorce? You know what I mean?
I think just try to get as much support as you can to work on this thing, or just try
counseling, therapists, family
members.
Even
support from people around you. If you go to church.
Yeah.
If you don't, then
legs are so sore. Yeah.
If you don't, friends, family, counseling, and things like that, right? There's some things. I feel like the problem with us people sometimes is we don't want to come to terms with the fact that there's some things that are not salvageable.
True. Is that the case?
I feel that not everything can be saved. Not everything can be saved. From a Christian perspective, not everyone is going to heaven.
But is everyone heavenable?
Yes.
Then why can't marriage be heavenable?
Then we try. But because the fact that not everyone is going there means that not everyone can be saved.
Okay, but
So try the best you can. That's why I was saying, try. Work hard on it. Do the best you can. Work your ass off. Just bend over backwards. Try to get as much help as you can. Try to have as much conversation, to talk as many people who can be helpful. I'll tell you this for a fact. In the Shona culture, my parents went through this. In the Shona culture, before you say, I want to break up with someone, or I want to have a divorce and things like that, you sit down with a group of family members to hear out your case. To say, okay, what's really going on? Because we want to make sure that if this must happen, we as a family have tried the best that we can to support the two of you to make this work. They call it a dari. It also happens it's like a court case, but in the rural areas of the country, and it's a more traditional way of trying to fix a problem.
Yep.
Right? And then they sit down with you, a dari for the family.
Yep.
Right? They sit down with you. You say, oh my God, my husband has been doing this. The husband says, oh, my wife has been doing this. Okay, how can we do it? Can you try again? Let's try again. He's going to come back home and he's going to do this. First hand saw this happen to my parents.
Yep.
My dad came back home. They tried to work on it. Didn't work. And that's when they ended up going their separate ways. But they tried.
100%.
You know what I mean? So all those measures should be in place, or try to put them in place, because at some point, which is something that he says in that book, at some point, this person that you despise of so much, you used to not want to, you couldn't imagine a day without them in your life.
Yep.
Let's try to go back there, to the place where you could not imagine a life without them, to a place where you don't want to see their face, right? And like what was happening then, that's not happening now, that both of you can work on to get back there, right?
So-
and then you try and it doesn't work, and we let it go.
So my concern is
Jesus.
with, what do you mean? What did Jesus do? Do you need help with that?
No, I'm good. I'm an independent woman.
Yeah, go ahead. Independent. How many independent women does it take?
I did it. Jeez. How hard can it be?
Jesus. My concern is with the trump card of infidelity. Because here's the truth. Once a person cheats on another person, there is always that trump card of, the guy can say, I will try harder, I will do better, I will fix this, I will do the affection thing, I will come back home on time, or da-da-da-da. She can always throw the trump card of, yeah, but you cheated on me.
Easier said than done, but I feel like if you know that you are not in a good space to forgive this person or let go of what they have done, be honest with yourself firstly, rather than bringing back someone who you will remind every corner of their life of that one thing that they did to you.
Yeah, but
That's why I'm like, easier said than done.
that's what because some people will be like, yeah, okay, fine, we'll try again, right?
And even
but every day it will be
easier said than done could be, hey, I don't know if I'm going to do this very well, but I'm willing to try at it, right? How best can we do this? Or we go to this couple we look up to just give us guidance whenever we are losing the plot, whenever you feel like you're so angry and you just want to remind me that I did this to you, right? And then that same support system around you, and how it can help you, and how you both can communicate better. And like, trying doesn't mean it always works out. So hey, I'm willing to try to work on this after this situation. Should it not work, then we take the next measure, right? But I am still willing to forgive you and try for us to just work past this situation that happened. And you as the partner, man or woman, I feel like you have to be willing to show that I'm done with those type of ways. If it's multiple, whatever, or if it's once off, whatever. Or if you've done that, like, I'm done with those ways. I want to work on this, right? And also communicate this. I take full responsibility and accountability of what I've done. I also feel like I need to communicate what led me to that place. And
But you see, that's very hard.
In an environment that fosters that kind of conversation.
True.
Because if you just say to me, let me tell you today, if you just say to me, oh, this is what led me to, and it's just the two of us, I'm like, F you, get out of here. But if we're in an environment that allows that
you will still say, if you get out in your heart.
I will still say, if you get out of here, but there's a facilitator there that can help maybe bring us back to that
example,
the point of that conversation.
Example, you cheat on me, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like,
never happened, but anyway, sure, let's talk about it.
I really don't want to stitch this video one day and be like, this bitch got me.
Let me just talk about a story when I met Blaze.
No, wait. We'll come back to it. I was about to say
it's actually painful for me that you still sing the song to this day. Can I have some tissue?
Example. I'm getting pins and needles in my leg.
I think you need to.
I'm fine. I'm a man. Okay, I'm fine. Example.
God.
You cheat on me, right? Mm-hmm. With the Maori.
Scratch that.
No?
Scratch
They're
that.
like, I was an All Blacks member.
Probably. That may happen.
I can never take her to watch rugby.
You have to.
I can't. Because you'll be like, hi, don't you want my number?
No, actually, if you take me to an island game,
there's that worse.
One dude.
Nah.
You remember him?
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh.
Anyway, as my wife...
Don't take me to an island game.
As my wife fantasizes about rugby players.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Anyway.
Stop.
Anyway.
Stop.
You cheat on me with Jack. And we're in the counseling session because you're like, I want to work on this. And I'm like, okay, sure, let's work on this. I'm hurt, right?
Me.
And then you say, apologize, that was so bad. I shouldn't have done that, da, 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 da. And then the counselor comes to you and says, hey, but what do you think led you to this place? And then you say, okay, on top of the list is how this person, pointing at me, would not be affectionate with me. Mm-hmm. He would not pay attention to me. We would talk fine, but I felt like he wouldn't open up to me. I would ask him to take me out on dates, and he'd only take me out like twice a month. And I wanted like weekly. How do you feel I would feel in that?
I feel like you'd
position?
Feel further victimized, to be honest, and you'd be more angry than you're already. However, I feel like it's a safe place to communicate that anger and express yourself and, talk through it or talk about it. Because let's be honest.
Because cheating is always...
let's be honest. The same reasons that got me doing this in the first place could have me doing it again. So they need to still be resolved. However, I still need to apologize to you and take accountability and have you tell me whether you want to try or not.
True.
But then if we decide to try again and we don't resolve the problems that led to the problem, if there were any, because sometimes someone could just stupidly be
that's all fair and
screw
fine.
A rugby player.
That's all fair and fine. But the problem with that is, I still have the trump card of you cheated on. I can always, I can say, fine, I could have been more affectionate. I could have been what. You did communicate this to me, but I feel like if you had tried a bit harder, instead of just going out and screwing some rugby player.
Maybe
You see what I mean?
Maybe she tried, but you didn't do nothing. It's just like with Jack.
Dude, you can say whatever you like, but it does not justify
Then
you
if
going.
you feel
Do you know what I mean?
dude, if you feel abandoned and betrayed, and you don't want to try, no one is forcing your hand.
What I'm trying to get to.
Awumana.
What I'm trying to get to is for the hurt person, because I feel like sometimes victims are victims, yes, but they want to ride out that victimhood to the point of not resolving anything.
I need to use the bathroom.
It's okay, baby. You can avoidance is also a thing.
No, it's not.